Right, what did I miss? First youth take of the series, always exciting. Hey, these kids look like they're pretty good. See, just give me the finger. I tell you what, they're good, but their attitude stinks.
Jarune, za tebe mi dijete diše, tu je važno samo jedno, nogomet i ništa više. Jarune.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Jarun on the Impossible Dream. It is episode 7 today and we have 2 games in the league, Sesvete and Vukovar, who of course we saw back our first game with episodes in it anyway. And there's 10 games to go in the league season and hopefully we're going to start really closing in on that title and therefore promotion. But we did get our first youth intake and it's not too bad. Now, the issue we have, now, as ever, I should say, if I like to rename these guys after my qualifying Patreon and channel members. So if you see somebody here you like and you are one of those people, then by all means, let me know and we'll get these guys renamed. And if you do want to have this, link in the description to Patreon. Excuse me, there's a channel membership down below as well, you can obviously join up with that. Would be greatly appreciated. And it's a good way to support the channel, me and all that. You know how that works. But anyway, what I wanted to do is just have a quick look here at these guys. Now, Ernan Graf, potentially, apparently, very, very good. Not too bad. There is a lot to like about him, except personality, unambitious. Which hopefully we can kind of mentor out of him. That's certainly going to be the plan, but yeah, that's not ideal. And it's sort of a bit of a theme that runs through this. We've got a goalkeeper here. Now, this is better, fairly determined, and he does look okay. First touch isn't great, but we can kind of work with that. And I do like having goalkeepers that are club trained as well, especially when you get to Europe. It's an easy position to fill up those sort of spots in the squad. Now, we've got a fickle midfielder, which is a shame because teamwork's not great, I suppose. Leadership is not great, but that's okay. Physically, not fantastic, but technically he's not too bad. We've got a right-sided winger here. Again, temperamental, isn't fantastic. Not too bad physically. He's only 15, so there's room for things to improve here as well. Decent flair, decent first touch and technique, but maybe not. This guy, as a defensive sort of midfielder, tackling ball-winning midfielder, looks okay to me, to be honest. Arguably the best of the prospects. A decent personality as well, so we'll see what becomes of him. And then we've got another centre-back here, who is, again, not unambitious, which isn't great, but there's a little bit there for a 15-year-old. There's a little bit there to think that maybe he will come through for us. And then the rest of the guys here, I'm sort of signing most of them up at this, sort of from here down, more so if they have a good personality. What I don't want is the under 18. Is it under 18s we have, or under 19s to be just sort of full of just bad eggs. So I think this guy is perhaps going to be the one exception. I might try and get him in because he does look like there might be something there, even though he isn't the greatest in terms of being unambitious. But yeah, you can see here, there's just a lot of guys that are okay-ish. Would certainly be perhaps useful players for us in the squad, but just not having the personality that makes you think, yeah, I definitely want to sign you. So, and then there's a couple of guys down here that are no-hopers. But anyway, that's the youth intake. It's not too bad, but hopefully we'll get better in future intakes. Now, there are 4 games to catch you up on since last episode. The first of those was against Bordeaux. Now, they are, of course, the team that have been sort of right up there, first and second with us in the league all season. We just started to open up a little bit of a gap on them. Let's see if we could keep that gap opening or if they would close back in. We fell behind early. And it was 2-0 10 minutes later, before Bordeaux added a third in first half stoppage time. Pranjic pulled one back. And Dashka got us a second, before Tadic pulled us level. So honestly, we were unlucky not to win in the end. A magnificent comeback. We were the better team. First half we weren't 3-0 worse than them, but second half, came roaring back, and a really good result in that they didn't close up on us. So being 3-0 down and being able to do that, I'll take that every day of the week. Next up was against Orient. Now, this is a team that had beaten us earlier on in the year. Let's see how we did against them this time. Pranjic's pass found Babic to give us a half-time lead. So I don't know if Vukul left that on purpose or if he just kind of missed it, but either way, worked out nicely for us. And yeah, I mean, we should have won this game by many, many more goals. Look at the XG, over 2. So again, good result. We get the 3 points. You can see there some of the match ratings were looking very, very nice indeed. Just perhaps the front two not quite getting it done for us. But yeah, absolutely fine. Next up was Solon. Now, again, another team that beat us earlier on in the season. We fell behind midway through the first half. But Babic won possession and found Pranjic to pull us level. Only for Solon to go back in front. Before Tadic tied things up again. So, very, very marginal offside on that late equaliser there, but a draw in this one was probably just about right, but we were not good. We only, 2 shots on target. You could argue we FM'd them a little bit, although XG suggests we should have won the game, or actually probably suggests it should have been a 2-2 tie, doesn't it? Which is exactly what it was. So, yeah, it was one of those. It was just one of those. We weren't great, but we did, in the end, do enough. You'll see we started with a different formation. I think I did in the end change back to our usual way, 3 centre-backs, 2 strikers. They were a Gegenpressing side, which is why I think... Oh no, I think maybe I was trying to get down the outs, stretch them a little bit. There was a reason why I did that anyway, but it didn't work, did it? Final game to catch you up on was against Shrinsky. Babic opened the scoring in style. And Rajakovic crossed for Pranjic to get our second inside 10 minutes. Before Perkovic got his first for the club to make it 3-0 at half-time. And Babic slipped in Zuljevic to make it 4 late on. So, Babic super strike, nicely worked goal from the training ground. Very, very happy with this. Good old Zrinski, they're always there for us to batter, aren't they? I'm going to miss them next season if we go up. But anyway, yeah, we were absolutely dominant. Very, very good performance. If we have a look at what this did for the league table, then we're still sitting fairly pretty. We're 7 points clear. And yeah, I wouldn't say we've been brilliant, but we have been fairly consistent. Obviously, that's why we're at the top of the league. You can see, though, even our draws and losses, we have the least draws and the least losses of anybody, and therefore the most wins. And that usually means you're going to get promoted at the end of the season, doesn't it? And we have a quick look here at some of the league leaders as well. Pranjic is only 2 off top in terms of goal scorers. He's leading the way in average match rating, with Tadic not far behind him. And yeah, we've even got Rajakovic, our part-time left-back, hasn't played all the games, and he's sitting up there, only 1 off top assist getter. So we score lots of goals. We also concede lots of goals, which could be a big problem if we go up next year. But let's go and have a quick look at what we're doing here against, first up, who was we going to say we're playing? Sesvete, of course, Sesvete. So we're expecting a 3-4-2-1. A bust park plus 3 others. This is the team we're going to send out. So it's Mandic in goal. I kind of just agreed that he, amongst myself, that he's the best option. Tratnik is injured, which certainly helps the cause. But yeah, I think Mandic probably would get the start anyway. It's Biankanic, it's Perkovic and Puric as the rest of the defence. Then we've got Huljic and Rajakovic as the wide players. Stipic comes in for this one. Main reason for that is they've got some tied players here, but Dashka is suspended. The reason there's some tied players is because we were playing them with the kids to get some match sharpness. This was the game against the academy, the youth intake. Boskovic and Babic will go in midfield. Pranjic and Suljevic will go up front. Where's Tadic is injured as well, is he? Yeah, that's right. Tadic is injured, and Agul has just come back from international duty. So, yeah, maybe not our strongest side, but it hopefully will be good enough. So we can see the team sheets here. Now, of course, if you are on the Discord, you will know that Sesvete was the other team that I was seriously considering, along with Bordeaux, as the team that we were going to be. So in the end, obviously, I settled on Jarun. But yeah, certainly Sesvete was very much in contention. Another team that is in Zagreb. So another team where we can embarrass Dinamo in their own town. So yeah, let's hope that we do okay here. And I'll make this as well. This is going to be, I think, final call for Viewers Player of the Year nominations, because we need to vote on that next episode. My thought process right now is that we have 3 episodes left in the season. This one, there'll be the next one where we vote, and then the final game of the season and the end of season awards. So yeah, nominate now or forever hold your nomination. And yeah, now Sesvete, you may have noticed there, they are in a little bit of relegation trouble. So they're going to be awkward, I would imagine, of opposition. And we're sort of into now, this is the last time we're going to play teams this season as well. As through for Pranjic, and it's saved by the goalkeeper. But certainly a promising start there for us. We will encourage them. And hopefully get a highlight. Maybe not. Did we not have a shot? He must have been offside, Pranjic, was he? Because there wasn't a shot being shown for us there. But yeah, not much. Talk amongst yourselves. Here we go. Babic over a free kick. Decent one to the back post. Oh, I thought that was in. It's a goal kick. It certainly looked like it was floating in, didn't it? Anyway, let's encourage them a bit more. We've got an action replay here. Babic again to the back post. Goalkeeper this time claims. And what becomes of us from here? Gets it forward. There's not really anybody putting much pressure on them out there. We're sort of getting to it now, like we can be bothered. That's a loose pass. Can we put the pressure on now? Not quite. They've played out of that fairly well, to be fair to them. And in fact, we're in a little bit of trouble. Good save, Mandic. I have been looking to try and sort of start and think what we're going to do for next season in terms of having a team that is 11 players at least. As that is punched clear by Mandic. Babic can't quite get there. We're struggling, to be honest. I think there's 6 or 7 players that we definitely going to have next year that are under contract. And outside of that, I mean, who knows? Boskovic with a chance. Boskovic steadies himself and tucks it away. His 5th of the season. That was an assist for Pranjic, I think. And late, or not quite late, 36th minute in this first half, we have taken the lead. Or was it Perkovic? It was the centre-back getting himself an assist. And Boskovic does very, very well. So yeah, the guys that we have on loan that are sort of coming to the end of their contracts, in that they're on youth contracts and they're 19, none of them want to commit to us right now. Now, if we were to get promoted, then perhaps that would change. There's obviously a chance that would change. But it may not either. It may not. And so it's going to be difficult. Now, one thing that will happen is there will be players that come out of contract, across Europe. So that might help us. And the other thing, of course, is that players will become available for loan. Now, what I meant to check, and I'll need to do it off camera, is if there's a limit to the amount of loan players we can have. Because given the size of the club and the ability to bring in money through gate receipts and whatnot, excuse me, I've got a bit of a, if you've known, my kids were both sick last week, so I've got a bit of a cold thing going on, so apologies for throat clearing and whatnot. Oh, that's a decent strike, isn't it? And it has been ruled out. I did see the ref kind of keep walking towards the goal, so I was hoping, more so than anything else. Alright, so I think what we might do here, given the way this game is going, and that they're not really looking to attack us, it doesn't look like, we're going to move people forward a little bit. A goal can come on and have a little bit of time here. Stipic, I might, just given that we're in front, leave you back. But we'll stick Babic forward and try and give this defence a little bit more to think about. And I've lost my train of thought there as well. Something about players for next year, I think. But anyway, it's just a little bit of, we'll have to sort of see when we get there, which isn't great. I've tried to offer contracts to some players, more so to know that we have some players of, that we know these guys are going to be here, and then we can try and sign better than that. But that was just not a very good game, was it? But we have got the 3 points, 1-0, so I suppose that's all that matters. But yeah, we're sort of not being able to do that as we go 10 points clear, albeit Bordeaux with the game in hand. So it might be a little bit of a nervy kind of off season for me, to be honest, in the transfer special, because it's going to be tough to know exactly what we can get, if there's going to be better players become available for us, what sort of loans can we get. To give you an idea here, because that game was quite quick, wasn't it? If we go to the squad planner for next year, we know we have a goalkeeper, so that's something. We have one centre-back to cover 3 positions. We have no right-backs. We know that Rajikovic is going to be around. We know that Dashka is going to be around, although he is wanted. And Do we have to sell players? That's going to be the issue. Central midfield, we have 3 players to cover 2 positions. I mean, that's absolutely luxury stuff, isn't it? And then up front, we've got Pranjic, and then, I mean, this guy here we haven't played all year, and it says he's a winger. So you can kind of see, the perhaps issues that we are potentially going to have there. But anyway, wait right there. Vukovar's up next. Let's get ourselves promoted, then we can worry about the off-season. Okay, welcome back. Now, this is going to be a tough one. Away to Vukovar, one of the preseason favourites, of course. They do have some good players. Obviously, we're scouting the division like mofos, trying to find players that we can sign for next year. And I can tell you there are quite a few in their team. So we're expecting a 4-2-3-1 formation. Now, I'm looking at this. Inside forward, wide target man. I wonder if we want to actually try and trap them on the outside rather than the inside like we typically do. This is the team we're sending out. It's more or less the same team, to be honest. We do have a Ghoul going up front, although he's a heavy match load, but I do think, despite that recent form, I prefer him to Suljevic. So it's Mendic in goal, Biankic, Pekovic, and Purevic up front. We're going to have Huljic and Rejikovic. Dashka comes in, after his suspension. Then we've got Boskovic, Babic, Pranjic, and a Ghoul. Alright, so we can see the team sheets there. Emin, this guy looks familiar. Does he see a Bosnian international, I wonder? I think every team in the division, apart from ourselves, has changed manager. So we seem to be coming up against new managers all the time. Stick to the game plan. We're on a good run. Alright, let's keep the good run going. Now, Bordeaux have played already. They beat Sesvete 2-1. So they've cut the lead, and we should see it here in a minute, but they've cut that lead back to 4 points. So, a little bit of pressure on us now. Noel, their striker up front, I believe, is the top scorer in the division, just ahead of Pranjic. So, it would be nice if we could maybe equal the ledger on that one. And we are also, I believe, if we score 3 goals in this one, we will break the league record for most goals in a season. We've already broken club records for goals scored, points, wins, all that sort of stuff. We've already set new high mark for the club. So that's nice, but we can sort of start and do that for the league now, which would be very, very nice indeed. But it's all about just getting the 3 points here. If we don't get the goals, we don't get the goals. That's absolutely fine. All right, we have a highlight, which is more than we could say about Sesvete for most of it, couldn't we? Biankic gets back nicely. Can you tell I haven't recorded for a little while and forgotten how to say half the names? Boskovic heads it down nicely for Pranjic. Can we get them on the break here? Huljic spreading the field nicely for us. Back to Purevic. Come on, boys. Take our time. That's fine. Just don't do anything silly with it. Dashka. Forward for Babic. Babic has got options. He goes wide for Rejikovic. Not with the option I would have gone with. And it's an own goal, is it? No. The goalkeeper makes a save. And it's still there for us. It's there for Babic. Still there. Oh, and that ends the highlight. We were almost scared to shoot, it looked like, didn't it? But that's okay. We'll hopefully get our bravery as we continue on. We still haven't had a shot on target. Okay, so let's... we don't even have work the ball into the box on. So let's try shoot on sight, perhaps. Although we don't have that much dominance over possession now. But we do need to shoot if we're going to score goals. And again, it's a little bit like we've forgotten how to play. And I've got to say, since last episode, with the exception of the Shrinsky game, we have been a little... Oh, there's a goal, and it's Boskovic. It's the Boskovic's episode, isn't it? He scored with his head. He is very, very good in the air. And he is one of the guys I really, really want to try and get back next season. Arguably, of all the guys on loan, he's probably the guy that I want to try and get back next season, more so than perhaps anybody else. Not that I don't want to get other players back, but I just think he has been really, really good for us. So that is going to get us into half-time. We do have a narrow lead. We can move up a gear and, all right, let's try something different. I haven't gone with my usual. Don't get complacent. Is that going to come back and haunt us? Strikers, a Ghoul. I'm going to criticize you, mate, because, yeah, he's fired up now. So let's hope that's something. And you just keep going, Pranjic. You just do what you're doing because... I mean, if we're looking for Player of the Year nomination suggestions, I mean, Pranjic and Boskovic aren't too far away, are they? Babic now with a corner. Decent to the back post, and it's Puric with his first for the club, or Purevic, or however we're going to say that. It is 2-0 now, and let's hope that we can keep a clean sheet and go on with it. And if we get a third, then we'll set the new league record for goals scored in a season. I wonder if it's possible for us to set the record for most goals conceded and most goals scored in the same season. Because we wouldn't be too far away from that. I think we actually have the worst defense in the league, which goes against everything to be that bad defensively and still be able to not just be up at the top of the league, but potentially win it as well. There's a poor pass. Pranjic pounces. It's Babic. It's in there again for Pranjic. And there, what a finish from Pranjic. He's 15th of the season. And we have now just broken the league record for most goals in a season. It's 3-0 in the 70th minute. And Pranjic, he did the hard work. He won it back. Took himself into a little bit of... he won it back again. It's horrid defending, isn't it, from Vukovar. And you wonder a little bit if they're there for the taking here now. And how close was it to offside? No, they're right back here. Yeah, be their right back. No, it'd be their left back, wouldn't it? Has played us all on. And that is excellent. All right, so we'll bring on our youngster in midfield now because that is all looking like it's job done in terms of 3 points. Valjic here. And Agul did have a heavy match load, didn't he? So let's maybe just give him a bit of a break. And get Zuljevic on. There's a poor goal kick for you. Rajakovic has got it. Can he whip a cross in? He has many, many assists. And that's going to be... oh, Pranjic. It was begging to be headed into the back of the net. And he's just put it over. But this has been a very, very comfortable win in the end. It was nervous at half-time. But we asked them to go up a gear. And they did, didn't they? So that is excellent, excellent stuff. Now, can we keep the lesser spotted clean sheet? No, we cannot. And I very much worry if we are going to go up next season. Now, granted, we're going to have to sign more or less a completely new side, but defensively, we're going to have to be so much better. And could Mandic have done maybe a little bit better there? It wasn't a mile away from him, was it? But 3-1 in the end. Job done. 3 points, 6 points from the episode. And yeah, very, very nicely done. We move on and we go a little bit closer towards promotion. So there we go. The 7-point gap remains. There is now, 8 games to go. And it's all looking promising, isn't it? So superior finishing. We continue to make it 11 unbeaten now. A couple of lucky escapes in there as well. But still, it's the results that matter. Who's unhappy? This is Tratnik. Well, mate, he's been injured for most of it. We'll get it sorted. Just leave it with me. So here we go. So we've set the new record for goals. It was 63. It's now 64 and counting. It is a new record. It's a team record for unbeaten games in 12. And yeah, it is just going very, very nicely indeed, isn't it? So that'll do it for today. If you've enjoyed that, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to go and nominate your options or your players for Player of the Year. And we'll come back. Solon, who have been a very tough nut for us to crack away from home. And then Brudo, however we say that. If we win that, very, very good chance that'll be the title for us, I would suggest. So I'll see you for that one. If there's a chance that the title could be won a little bit later on, then we'll come back for those. But I suggest that this game is going to be the one. If we win that at home, we're going to be champions and promoted. Take care.